On Golfers Ruining My Life today, we've both got big rounds coming up. How do you deal with the hope and expectation of playing well at a posh fancy course versus the fact that you're a fallible human?
Also, I actually think we might have done some good in golf by helping people make golfing friends. Can you believe we've done actually a good thing? More of that on the way.
Yes, please. It is mid-August. It is Golfers Ruining My Life. Welcome back. It's Tom and Tom. And listen, pals, Tom Green, I want to start by saying hello to Martin. I know its email special is on Thursday.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm playing with the format, guys. But Martin's emailed us following up to something we talked about a few weeks ago. Could you indulge us for a moment, Tom, as we talk about this?
You are breaking the format, but I will allow it on a Monday. Not for you, but for Martin.
It's Martin Monday. So Martin emailed a few weeks ago talking about making friends at the golf course. He's joined a golf course and he finds himself sitting by himself and playing by himself and he feels nervous. He's feeling that new kid at school vibe. And I get that and we got that and we talked at length about that on the show and tried to encourage Martin to go and do a few things, namely enter competitions, just the weekly roll-up or whatever. Anyway, Martin sent a follow-up email. Hi, Tom and Tom. Thanks for reading my email out. I was hesitant about sending it, but your kind response eased any nerves I had. Oh, Martin, don't be silly. Just a quick update. Following your advice, I've made some new golfing friends. I've joined a WhatsApp group where people regularly invite others to play. Since then, I haven't played a round by myself.
There you go. Job done. Isn't it?
Done. Do you know what, Tom Green? I told my wife about this morning in bed. We drank tea this morning in bed and chatted. And I went, we've got a lovely email here. And I told her about it. And I said, this podcast is changing lives.
Yes. It is. I don't want to overstate our relevance in the golfing community, but we're changing golfers' lives. I do think it was interesting when we mentioned golfers who don't have many mates and you go out there and play on your own. It really unlocked something. We got loads of emails from listeners who are in the exact same boat. So behind the scenes, because we've also had people go, guys, can you just set up like a golfing community for everyone? Cheers, nice one. And we
do that, admin. Yeah,
we laughed at that because I don't want to peel back the curtain, Tom, on what it's been like this week for us, but because Tom went on holiday and I've gone on holiday, and as you're listening to this now, we're actually back, but we have had to bulk record about 6 episodes of the podcast, a load of social media videos, a couple of things with McDonald's, to get to this point. So the idea of going on top of this, let's set up a
tiny
community.
Violins, pour us.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it wasn't that hard, but on setting up the golfing community, we are actually actively going to try and do this now, and we're going to try and do a Discord thing. More on this in the future.
Thomas Pitz, you're a legend. Thomas Pitz sent us a massive email about how to do it, which obviously, mainly because of my ADHD, I see a long email and I read one line and go, moving on. Absolutely no way can I... Absolutely no. I am allergic to those emails, my friend. But Thomas Pitz, thank you for that. And some guys in our production team are going to have a look into it. So it's important. It's important. It's why we're doing this, right? And especially as we start to head into the winter months, we need to gather around.
It is important. And also, when you get into a little golfing group, as you've now done, Martin, or as I am now in my golf course, everyone just wants other people to play golf with them. I'd text the guy that I got played in with, lovely Neil. Remember Neil? We love Neil.
Yeah,
and he had a round at a different golf course, not our course. He texted me and said, "Hey Tom, I've got a spare space if you want to join." Brilliant.
Lovely. It's just great.
You just gotta get in there. You gotta get in that WhatsApp group, and then it all just happens.
And it is fun as well going to a golf course at random times in the week, and just seeing loads of people out there and just saying, "What did they do? What did they do for jobs? Why are they all here?" I think one of the reasons, it's quite an interesting topic, like the rise of golf post-pandemic. It's the reason this thing exists in the first place. I went nuts for golf in 2021, and a lot of it is flexible working time. Fridays now, and this actually, I talked about this a few months ago on the pod, but Fridays have become massive. And our course, for a while, you could do the medal on a Friday. They've taken that away. That's madness. But they've taken that away. You can only do it on the weekend again.
Yeah, that does seem mad because it's the same at my place. I played on a Friday afternoon a few weeks ago, and we were a bit annoying towards the end. We were waiting on most shots, but it's sort of a good thing because the course was full. It was full of people who can get out there early on a Friday and go, do you know what? That's my working week done. And I don't think we knew post-COVID how long the bug would last because there was the big rise of golf in COVID and places got filled up and courses got filled up and it was a bit like, okay, is this going to last? I don't know about you, Tom, but it feels like golf's in a really good way. I just watched a lovely video with Adam Sandler just before we started the podcast talking about the new Happy Gilmore film. And just a load of young people who work on that show, and also mixed abilities, mixed genders, all talking about golf and what score you've got to have. I mean, it was like listening to this podcast, but with Adam Sandler. They were talking about what score you have to say you're good at golf. It was fascinating.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
By the way, Adam Sandler says 82.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah. Well, obviously anything in the 70s is decent, and early 80s is okay. The score that proves you're good at golf as a society, you're welcome, I'd say is 50-50 gender split. If you look at Japan, I'm obsessed with this fact. Japan is half the people in Japan who play golf are women, which almost I think reflects the gender split in society. Isn't that an amazing thing? And it is. It's so important.
Yeah. What do you think, though, Tom? I would like to delve into this topic, actually. I think we've done this before on TikTok. But what do you think you need to shoot to say, I'm good at golf?
Yeah, I think listen, if in doubt, agree with Adam Sandler. 70s, anything in 70s. Anything that's single figures, 10 and below is good. Anything between 10 and 18 is decent. And then 18 to 24, you're a golfer. Anything from 24 to 36... You'll get anyone who plays between 24 and 36, and we've talked about this. Like it's just a few little tweaks you can get below that. Like you can do that. That's fine. If you can do 24 to 36, you can get 18 to 24. You really can. It's just course management and a couple of tips. 10 to 18 is okay. You can golf, and then single figures is good. What do you think? That feels about right.
I think for me, it's not so much about what you could shoot once, because everyone has a moment where they can shoot one thing and go, God, I did it. When I started my place, I shot round in the 70s.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm a single-figure golfer at that point anyway. I think if you are consistently posting scores that start with an 8, you're a good golfer, in my opinion. If it's consistent...
Even 89? Because 90 feels... No one has ever... Well...
Here we go. Here we go. Go on, finish off the sentence, Tom. What are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I was going to say no. I was going to say no one has ever said, "Yay, look at my 90." Whenever I see someone say, "Oh God, I shot a 90," they're usually pretty fed up. But then that's complete rubbish. So I'm completely contradicting myself, because my nephew Finn is just—it's such a joy to watch his golf, because he's just gone mad for it in the last year and a half. He's 25, and he was all about trying to break 100, and now he's regularly shooting 96, 97, thanks to me getting him a rescue wood, because that's the key. He got himself a lovely little rescue wood, or his dad bought it for him for his birthday, but I told him which one to get. Yeah. And now he's shooting 93, 94, 95, and he's cock a hoop. So it's rubbish to say that 90 and above is disappointing. But, that's the great thing about golf. We all react differently to all our different scores. That's the joy of the thing, surely.
Yeah, I'm going to stand by it. If you shoot regularly in the 80s and you've got to put a line somewhere, even if that's 89, I get it. I would say you're good. You're good at this sport. But I think the fascinating thing, though, is how long it takes to get better and how long it takes to see any improvement. Like
a season.
Yeah, it really is. I've hit my rich vein of form right now, Tom. I'm over the moon with my rich vein of form. We'll see how it holds up today, actually, because I'm going to go and play a course that isn't my home course. So
where I know what you're playing today as well, and I'm jealous because I couldn't come.
I invited you. I extended.
I know you did, of course.
I texted you saying, "Price, it's there if you want it."
Can I just say, in terms of committing the golfing atrocities at home, leaving a house being packed up for a family holiday, right? Which is every room's got an open suitcase. It's carnage. My wife is going crazy trying to pack everything for our 2-week holiday. To walk away from that to say I'm off to play Woburn with Tom Green, that is a red card. That's a straight red. Right. So I could not do it, and I am jealous.
He's off the pitch. I'm playing Woburn later today, and I'll be interested to see how I can take my game, which is in a rich vein of form,
from it's sexy,
my home course onto somewhere else. But I've been playing consistently and aggressively and trying hard since April this year, and it has taken until August to see any improvement.
But boy, oh boy, it's almost flowering season. I don't know what the right word, like a gardening thing. Not that I know anything about that. But you put a seed down you put a seed down at a certain time of year, and you have to wait a good 6 months before you see results and things happening. You know, you have got to be patient and let it develop, and it will, and it's happening for you right now. I'm very. How am I feeling about my golf? Because I'm off to Trevose, right? I'm off to Cornwall for 2 weeks holiday. By the time you listen to this, I will have played. And last year I shot one of my favourite rounds of the year, 4 over at Trevose. And obviously I can't help but think, God, I want to do that again. And I'm sort of secretly putting pressure on myself. And the reason I played so well at Trevose last year is because there was zero pressure. I was with my boy, and we just had the most gorgeous 4 hours, 3.5 hours of our summers, or I certainly did, because there was no pressure. I kept saying to him, dude, we're here, look at it, look at the sea, it's gorgeous, don't worry about it, let's see what happens. Oh look, we both shot gorgeous rounds. So I need to kind of purge myself of the pressure which is building like a pustule at the moment.
Talk to me about Trevose, by the way, because I've never played it, so I don't know, I want to picture it in my mind's eye.
So Trevose is a gorgeous links course. It has got something of the it's got something of the Dornoch about it, in the sense that it's parked beautifully on the coast. It's got an iconic I think it's the fourth hole, which is behind me here. It's the hole, the par 5 fourth hole, par 5 fourth hole, 491 yards. It's a dogleg left, and the green is parked pretty much on Constantine Bay, which is one of the most beautiful beaches in Cornwall, and it is absolutely stunning. Honestly, that moment on that hole is very reminiscent of the 5th into the 6th at Portrush, which we all saw at the Open this year. It is a gorgeous course. It's a very, very friendly, accessible course as well. It was, like, my dad used to play there 20, 30 years ago, and it was very stuffy, and it has changed massively. You will see kids everywhere. It is a holiday course. And it is a really good holiday challenge. So it's just a solid links course, basically. In fact, Tom, you have been invited to their celebrations. They're celebrating a big birthday in September, and we can't go. We can't go, so we've got radio shows. Rick Stein is cooking food, and we can't go because we've got to do our radio shows. Sad. Yeah, I know.
That's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you get over that pressure to play well? Well, we're going to do a TikTok later, and I'll bring it to the show now to discuss it in a bit more length here. I think the key to holiday golf, and I stumbled on this yesterday while talking to some friends who have just played in Scotland, and they decided to play off the Blacks in Scotland. So as far back as you can go, and they're really good golfers. They're really, really good golfers. So I was like, okay, fine. I think that's a mistake, especially golfers of at least my level. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, me too.
I think the key to holiday golf.
Oh God, I need this. God,
stick yourself off the yellows. Come on, don't go off the whites. Don't give yourself that huge challenge of going all the way to the back. Maybe a bit different for Trevose because you've played there before and you've got scores before. But if you are playing casual rounds of golf in Portugal or whatever, and you're with a group of mates, the last thing that you want is to go right off the back and then walk off annoyed and angry and ruin the rest of your day. Stick yourself off the yellows and give yourself an enjoyable round of golf, is my take anyway on how to sort of guarantee good holiday golf.
Completely agree certainly with the group golf experience. It drives me crackers when you see golfers who are having a lovely time, but they are once or twice a summer golfers, which is great, and we welcome them, of course. But you see them trudging back to the whites, and you're like, guys, you're getting doubles on every hole. Fine, have a lovely time. Why do that to yourself? And you're going to slow people down. You are, because you're going to have to walk further and lose more balls, and you're not going to enjoy it as much. I think that is so spot on. Stick it off the yellows. I hope that doesn't. It's so true.
And also, we are, as a golfing community, we are often like, go off the whites. It's not proper golf unless it's off the whites. Only the golf nerds think that. I was speaking to a friend the other day who's not a golf nerd. He plays a lot of golf. He's not a golf nerd. He's like, mate, I go off the yellows all the time. I just play off the yellows. I'm not going off the whites. Yeah. Too difficult. Not fun. I'm like,
Well, when did this happen to us, Tom? When we played Renaissance. I shot 8 over at Renaissance. Sorry, spoiler if you haven't watched the video. And I had one of the best rounds of my summer. And we were 2 holes in. We played off the tips for the first 2 holes, and the caddies went, "Guys, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna get stressed and cross. We'll go off the yellows from now on." And we just very quietly went to the yellows. And when I say to people, as I do most days, I shot 8 over around at Renaissance. Do you think I then mention it was off the yellows? No, of course I don't. No. You cannot. As it was, my 4 over at Droz last year was off the whites, and I will probably put myself off the whites, but that's because it's just me and my son playing, and I want to do that because I think I'm good enough to do it at the moment. I think I'm playing well enough to do it, but I am playing twice, so maybe one day I'll just go off the yellows to have the casual round.
Yeah, I just if you're on a lads golf trip or you play once a year or a couple of times a year, don't go off the whites. And also we have this thing in our mind, which is it's only proper if it's off the whites. Well, by that logic, it's not proper unless it's from right at the back. And then playing it from the tips. I feel really happy with the golf I'm playing at my place. It's all off the whites. Well, what about the blues that are behind? Is it not proper unless I'm off the blues, the championship tees at the back? Like, where do we draw the line here?
I have got more to say on this, but also I'm a big fan of products. I want to go to products and then come back because I want to tell you what the new junior organizer at my place did very recently about tees, which I thought was very controversial, but it really worked. So listen, products and then more tee chat. My God, we're such nerds. Hello, welcome back. So we were talking about tees and which tees you go off. So there's a new junior organizer who's really good at our place. I really like him. And he put the junior comp off the whites. And my son, who's 9, played off the whites, right? And he shot something like 242. No, he shot a lot over, right? He was like 40 or 50 over. He's 9 years old, of course.
What's he used to playing off? The yellows? Reds?
He was off the academies about 9 months ago. Yeah, well, that's it, exactly. Because there is a movement in golf to sort of unpeel the genderized tees, which I think is absolutely spot on. You should look at your ability and go, actually, I'm going to go off the reds because I'm off 36, and then I can get better at golf, and then eventually move back to the yellows. It's just get rid of this idea of men's tees and women's tees. I really think, and I know people will go, you're so woke, but I think it will help. Golf is exploding right now, and there's new people coming to it, and certain things we do, when they arrive at that, they're going to go, what? And that, for me, is one of them. I don't care if you're off 40, you're a man, you go off the yellows. How absurd is that sentence? How completely absurd.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The fact that the tees are gendered just doesn't make sense. It doesn't
None at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm totally. I also don't think. God, maybe I'm wrong here. I don't also think that's a woke take. I think that's just a normal take. I would think now a normal take. Do you know what I mean? But then there will be people on the internet who come for you, Tom. You know that.
Well, most people on the internet really the only word they have is the word woke, which they don't really know what it means. Anyway, so he put them off the whites, and it was okay for my eldest boy who's 13, but he didn't shoot great round. And my youngest, who's 9, really struggled because some of the holes at our place is like a walk up a hill to a white, and then when the reds are just there, Think of the 7th our place, Tom, the long par, the stroke index 1, where you've got to get over a ditch, which is about, if you're off the whites, 120 yards away, which for my son is as far as he can hit a ball.
Yeah.
So I was very against it. I was very anti it. But everyone was off it, so everyone had to do it. And the next day we went and played 9 holes, and I was like, just go off the reds, mate. You're 9 years old. He smashed it. He loved every second, but only because he'd done the whites the day before. And there's some life lesson hidden away in here. Make stuff tough. Altitude train yourself. Go for a run with the weight packs on. Whatever. But in order to make that work, then do the nice thing. Then treat yourself to going off those front tees. And he played beautifully, and I was really struck by it.
So this is going to sound slightly counter to what I've said about holiday golf, but this lands in the holiday golf world of you need to, in my opinion, you're playing holiday golf, you need to sort of guarantee a good round, because the last thing you want is sitting in the bar at lunchtime going, because it's pointless. So you want to guarantee yourself a good round. So that's holiday golf. But looking at getting better at golf, and my experience with this, I have played exclusively off the whites when I can at my place. And then you find on the Thursday comp, which I play in, you're off the yellows. You stand on those tees going, this is like at worst a par.
We all do it.
You have.
In winter, when they move us to the yellows, we all go, hello, thanks very much. They've closed the whites down. I've got no choice. Par.
Your altitude training, that's it, isn't it? You've got used to the length. The par 3s are maybe a club down. It all just feels a bit more like you can attack it. It's a really good way of getting better at this sport, as you say.
Change it up. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm getting ready for holiday golf. So I think you're absolutely right about going off the yellow tees. I'm just really excited to go and play it, but I feel nervous because I was in such a rich vein of form last year, and I feel like I'm bubbling up to a decent vein of form this year, but I feel nervous about it. I do feel nervous because what I don't want is angry Tom. I don't want to do a Birkdale like you did. I don't want to turn up at this wonderful place.
Yeah.
And I'm going to film a few holes as well, so we'll stick those out on our TikToks. And I don't want to turn up and get stroppy and ruin it. That is my... I don't want golf to ruin it for me, to coin a phrase.
How do you get...
Yeah, difficult. I mean, how do you do it?
There's no way you can guarantee. The only way you can do that is by turning up and just accepting the fact that you're only here to have fun and the score doesn't matter. And there you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let it go. There's no way you can guarantee a good score. So you've got to just go, being here is enough. Being here is the experience. Don't worry about it. And it's you've played most of these places before, so it's not like a once in a lifetime like I felt at Burke.
No.
Like, this is it. This is my one shot, and then it all falls apart. So I just think you've just got
good advice.
Before, just have some fun. I like that. I want to run something past you though, Tom, that I wanted to do in yesterday's the podcast we did yesterday, which was I think the last Thursday episode.
We recorded 19 podcasts yesterday.
Sorry, we did. Yeah. Sorry. So famously, I had my first eagle. I don't think we've spoken about this enough.
Famously, it's been trending. Yep.
Yeah. It's been all over X, and I really struggled with the mentality thing. And as soon as I knew that I was playing well, I really crumbled, and I was like, oh god, like being 2 under, just threw me, right? And it made me think about the Bryson idea. And the Bryson idea is that he played loads of golf off the Reds when he was a junior to get used to being, I'm 7 under. It's what it feels like. Another birdie, another birdie. What do you think of that? Do you? Because obviously, you've
very
never
Bryson.
done it. You've never done it, and I think I'd like to do it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's something we should do on a video, Tom. We're going to film some videos at some stage. We'll go off the Reds and see how low we can go. I think that is really sensible. I think it's very Bryson to do that. I think that the broader question about how we cope with success is interesting, because we are all used to trudging around a golf course managing the misery, really, aren't we? Honestly, we all, and lots of people will be saying, no, I quite enjoy it, actually. Yes, of course you enjoy it, but one of the things you enjoy is the forbearance and the suffering of trying to somehow cling onto your game. And when you get this moment where you soar above the clouds and go, this is it, everything's easy today, it's a tightrope, you suddenly think, oh my god, and you fall off the tightrope. So what you've got to do is stop the thought. You've got to, and one of the best ways to stop the thought for me, there's 2 things. Do not look at your card. Do not think about your score. Just don't allow it to happen. The thing that I really remember, and this sounds so woo-woo, it's unbelievable, when I had one of my best ever rounds, whenever I started to think about that, I stared at trees.
Okay, the little tree reset. All right, then. We stared at some bark and we centered ourselves. Namaste.
That's why I'm no good at links courses. Not enough trees. It is weird, but I'm being honest. It's a really clear memory I have of whenever I started to go, oh my god, I was 1 under for most of that round. It was insane.
That's ridiculous.
And I thought about it and shot a double bogey and then went, and then clung on to 2 pars and shot 2 over.
Yeah.
But I know the maths don't work there. Don't worry about it. But one of the things I was doing, I remember walking along, and whenever the thought popped in my head, I'd just sort of stare at the trees and try and not think about it. And it really helped. Sorry, but it did.
And this is relevant no matter what level of golf you're at, because it's all about overcoming whatever's inside of you, whatever your internal golfer thinks you are. And if you play bogey golf consistently and all of a sudden find yourself 3 over after the front 9, you're like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean? And then you start consistently getting pars. It falls apart. Maybe you're the guy that can't break 100 and you find yourself bogeying everything. You're like, oh my god. You know what I mean? It's about accepting that the next level of golf is there within you and that you can move into it. This is why I think junior golfers are so good, because they never hang about in that level of golf too long, because they're always improving.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this sort of is kind of what the second part is about. So one thing I'd say is just don't look at your score and try not to think about your score. Very much easier said than done, I know. And the second thing, and this is really important, and I learned this doing the 3 Club Challenge. I talk about the 3 Club Challenge all the time on this pod because it was so revelatory to me, the things it unlocked in my brain. Become obsessed with your next shot. Yeah. Obsessed with it. Like it's your only purpose in life is the next golf shot you're about to hit. Obsessed with what you want to do. Visualize how you want it to work. Visualize yourself being pleased with how it's gone. Think about how you want to do that next shot. And if you're not thinking about that, think about something that's nothing to do with golf. Just take your brain away and think about something else, or just go blank. Look at trees. But when it comes to staying in the moment, all you ever do is think about the one next shot that you're going to be taking, and that was massive for me.
I've also found it's very Bob Rotella, this.
Mm-hmm.
I've also found, Tom, just having a little bit of fun out there is quite nice, especially with my chipping at the moment. Like really looking at the contours of the green and making what was always a very negative experience a really positive experience. I found this with bunkers as well, because me and bunkers, man, we've been on a journey.
Yeah,
I couldn't get out of them about a month ago.
No.
Like literally would take 3 shots.
Not much of a journey. Not much of a journey.
Not a journey. Well,
very
a
much
journey
stuck.
4 foot that way, then 2 foot that way, then 1 foot that way. And recently, I've got a bunker thought now. Instead of like really opening the face and overcomplicating it, I've thought, let's not do this. Let's just use the loft on my 58 degree and just hit a shot and get out of there. But I've now started going, okay, so the bunker rolls from right to left, so I've got to start. The green rolls from right to left, so I've got to start the bunker shot over there and let it roll down, and then you want to get it to about here and let it release. And bringing that positive energy, as opposed to standing there shaking, going, just get it out, don't knife it.
Well,
it's a much better experience.
Well, what you've described is very early on in all Rotella. And by the way, one of the things I'm going to do when I go away for my golf holiday is take a Rotella with me. I've got 3 behind me on the shelf. Target. The word is target. That's what you're talking about. And he talks about it on page 1. We are target-based creatures. That is what humans do. If I am throwing you a ball, it's target. And my body knows how to do it. My brain doesn't quite know how my body's done it, but my body knows how to do it. So shut the front door and let your body just do it. We are target creatures. So what you've described is you're in the bunker. Instead of thinking about all the brain work of, what am I doing here? How is this going to work? What's he going to think about me? Is he waiting for me to play my shot? And oh God, the people are behind. Forget that. The target is, I want to do that. And then let your body do it. And it will not do it every time, obviously. But my goodness, it will do a better job than your brain.
Yeah, it's been really interesting doing that and picking targets and trying to hit something and just making the whole experience a little bit more fun. As you say, a little bit more fun, because a little bit more.
There's
Bob
nothing worse.
Fun.
There's nothing worse, and this really happened to me a couple of years ago when I was taking it way too seriously. There's nothing worse than driving home sad from a round of golf. I mean, that is why you have to go for the post-round drink to decompress from the whole thing.
Yes.
But my word, the sort of sufferance and grisly going home feeling sad. I mean, for goodness sake, no, you mustn't do it. You want to walk off and laugh it off and go, yeah, I shot the lights on today. Well,
the lights were
you had the pleasure while you were shooting the lights on. You had the pleasure of a few good shots. You had the pleasure of standing in a field going, I want to try and make this ball go over there. That is enough. Forget about the score. That is enough. Standing in that field trying to make this stupid ball go over there. Just trying to do it. Forget whether or not you did it. Just trying to do it. That is the pleasure and that was the purpose for your day. Everything else is irrelevant.
Yeah. So what thoughts do I take then into, and this is really interesting because you've got it for Trevose, I've got it for, this is my first time playing Woburn. I've been lucky enough to play Woburn a few times, but this is my first time playing it where in the back of my mind, I'm like...
You're in form. Yeah, you're in form.
You're a pretty good golfer. You might
I would say
enjoy this today.
Tom Green, golfing Tom Green 2 or maybe even 3.0 is nearly cooked. He's nearly, you know what I mean? The beta software is here at the moment, and we're nearly ready to download the full version of the software, right?
Yes,
and that means it's a different version of yourself. But the things that have been most impressive about your golf in recent weeks is patience. You know, you're not giving yourself a hard time about stuff. When you do shoot a 95, you go, don't hate it. Did some good stuff out there. That's totally different to how you used to be. That's totally different to how you used to be. And the enjoyment, having a laugh, like those are massive. So concentrate on those things, and then everything else will either click or it won't. Chances are you might have a terrible round of golf. Who cares? You're playing Woburn. Also, you might play really, really well.
Do I MyEG it? I don't think I do. I
No
don't think I do.
way.
And I know
No
this
way.
is counter to everything we've said, right? And I'm not.
No.
This isn't protecting my handicap. This is none of that. But if you look at MyEG at the moment, it is a lovely line just going down like this, right?
No
and the
way.
last
Do
thing
not
I want
no.
is a
Yeah.
95 foot all the way up there again. I don't want to do that. And we say we should card every round, and I actually really stand by that. And we spoke about a listener. We had an email the other day about someone not putting rounds in, try and keep a handicap sort of maybe slightly elevated. And I think you should put all rounds in, but maybe not a course that you don't know that well for the first time you played it in 3 years. That I think we could all agree that would be silly to card that.
Totally. Like if you were going to Woburn for the weekend and you were playing it 2 or 3 times, well, yeah, one of them should go in definitely. But you and it's not because of your score that I would say don't do that. I mean, we made the mistake of doing it as Centurion, and it was an absolute disaster. It was a disaster.
Really,
I mean, it was great fun to hang out with the guys and play that incredible course, but it was score-wise, it was a bin fire. And that was really dumb, and I learned that lesson there. So we've learned that lesson, Tom, together. Don't do that. But by all means, write it down on a piece of paper, a.k.a. a card, and WhatsApp me afterwards, because I will be very interested.
Yes, I will. Right, anyway, that's another episode of Golf is Ruining My Life. In the bag, done. Get the emails in, the toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk, because Email Corner returns on Thursday. And this, again, revealed behind the curtain, this draws to the end a marathon week of podcasting for the boys.
It really does. It's a strange timeline for you guys because you're just listening to normal podcasts. But we have basically been talking to each other constantly for 3 days. And, I feel... Do you know what, Tom? If I'm actually brutally honest, I could just sort of carry on. Just keep going.
Yeah. I've still got so much to say. I've still got
exactly.
many. Want to hear more about my rounds? Anyway, right. Should we finish this thing? Done?
Yes. Bye now. See you next week. It's on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
See you Thursday.